Hey guys, it's Cargo again, and I'm here to say that, well, I think games need to cost more. Sounds sounds wrong? What? You don't think that's a good idea? Oh, well, this is awkward. Okay, let me explain. Let me walk you through the clickbait title, alright? I'm sorry. Right now there's a big problem with game prices. Well, not a big problem, but I think it's kind of an issue, and I think it needs to be kind of brought up. Specifically with games like Black Ops 3 and Battlefield. They have a $60 base price, and then $50 worth of DLC in a Season's Pass. We'll just assume there's no other DLC options except for the Season Pass, just to make the math a little simpler. Alright, that's $110 all put together. So for this, we'll just assume that 40% of the players buy your Season Pass, alright? This, because you're going to have a lot of people at launch who don't buy your Season Pass because they are either reviewing the game, they just want to see it, see if it's any good, they'll buy the DLC later, and they might not decide to because it's too expensive, whatever. Well, just to say 40% because I think that's a fair number. Let's say that the launch sales on the game are 10 million sales at launch. Alright, 40%, 10 million, obviously 4 million. We're going to multiply that by $110, and then the remaining 6 million is going to be multiplied by $60. So that's going to bring you up to a total of $800 million, which is a lot of money. But the problem is you're going to have a massive divide in your game's population, which means once the first DLC, maybe the second comes out, anyone who doesn't have that DLC is going to leave because they're going to get bored. Alright? So, is there a solution? Well, I think there is. I think the best way to sell a consumer a game and make the same amount of money and not divide your community and keep people playing is to sell the game, specifically this one, for $80. Alright? Now, no matter what the launch sales are, this math does work. If you divide 800 million by, 80, you're still going to get 10 million, which is the same amount of launch sales in the earlier portion of this example. So if we had $80 for the game and all of its DLC, but you couldn't buy it cheaper, $80 was the only copy you could purchase, this would mean that your community wouldn't separate, which means less people would get bored, and at every DLC drop you would have the entirety of your population, well, the majority, obviously people are going to leave, but you're going to have a lot more players who are going to be talking to their friends, their family, whatever, telling them to buy the game. Because they think it's cool and they think their friends need to buy it because, they need more people to play with. So this means bi-monthly you're still going to be making money off of people who are just getting the game, and that's how you're going to make the majority of your post-launch sales. Especially at Christmas. And by the way, if each person who buys the game, if 1 in every 8 people tells their friend, like at every DLC drop, and you include the number from the last one, you almost double your launch sales. So if you don't have that many people still playing your game by DLC 4, you're not making any money. Which I think is really a good system. The only problem is game companies would just add $50 of extra crap to this $80 fee, and it would basically go back to the same cycle, except now games cost $20 more at base price, which is a slippery slope, because then next people will be pushing for $100 games with no DLC, but they'll still have DLC, because that's just how, slippery slopes work. It's kind of the definition. Not really the definition, it's a good example, sorry. But regardless, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like to this video, and subscribe to the channel. Cargo out.
No control. Ignorance is bliss. Your tears are gone, and they drifted back from where they came.